cousin's children. I get to hear about them whenever she comes over. But yeah, I have a black Christmas tree, and I'll have to post pictures of it.
Not realizing that, like, there could have been an instance where he would literally actually end up shooting people, which he did. Like, fantasizing about it is one thing. Actually having to shoot people in a situation like that is entirely different. And he placed himself in that situation, and he acted out on that desire, and now he's going to be a media puppet. They wanted that mega hat kid, but he was way too derpy and nerdy. Yeah. Well, the MAGA hat is like cake.
These moments inside of this courtroom, and she found out.
Oh, why am I buffering? I hope my stream isn't buffering. But my podcast sure is.
But her son wasn't going to breathing a sigh of relief. The teen now free.
We, the jury, find the defendant, Kyle H. Rittenhouse, not guilty.
Kyle Rittenhouse dropping.
He's not a teen. He's a, well, I guess 18 is still a teen.
Is there anyone who does not agree with the verdict as read?
He was on trial for shooting 3 men, killing 2 during unrest in Kenosha last summer. We walked into the courtroom there. How did you feel when you heard that was not guilty verdict? Once that verdict was read, I was so relieved for him,
He's so dramatic.
and I started crying. My girls were crying. Just seeing Kyle's face and him just collapsing to the floor, it was just overwhelming. The family knows not everyone believes justice was served. It's not about winning or losing. There was 2 people that did pass away, and families have to grieve. During this tearful testimony, Rittenhouse claiming he fired in self-defense.
Dude, that testimony was hilarious.
But talking to him now, he would never went down there if this ever happened. He would never. Once the verdict came out, the family rushing out of court due to safety concerns. We were like running like down hallways, going elevators. What do you see your son's life like going through?
Okay, so the whole family's
It's gonna
dramatic.
take time, you know. He wants to go to school. He wants to play with his dog Momo.
Oh my god. Oh my god, he got a puppy. Oh my god. Oh my god, they got the Fedmeister. Oh, he's doing the Fedmeister, dude. Oh, it's incredibly effective. Is he gonna get jacked too? No shot. Oh, that's brilliant. That's brilliant, dude. Get a puppy, get fucking jacked. Kyle Rittenhouse taking Anwar. Oh my god, dude. Stop. I'm dying. I'm fucking... Dude, why? Reality is just one big meme after another, dude. This is crazy. This is actually crazy. Let's see what he had said in the past.
Have you and your son discussed whether or not, if he had to do it over again, he would go into a situation like that?
With Kyle, I know him, and he probably would do it again because that's the type of person he is.
What?
That's a threat.
Oh my god, no.
That's a promise. Okay? Yeah, he'll do it again.
He always wants to help people, even since he was a little boy.
He didn't help anybody.
Send him back out. So I wonder what changed. Oh, that's what happens. We did a little bit of PR coaching
He
to
murdered
never
2
say that
people.
again. You know what I mean? Yeah, he's gearing up for the post-trial, the post-trial protests. Okay, so let's watch Ben Shapiro get owned by a leftist, or own a leftist, I guess. We'll see. He was at FSU, Florida State University.
Hello. I just wanted to ask, so I wanted to bring up the fact that you talked about individuals and everything here. I wanted to bring up a few examples, like, for example, like COVID, and like, say, like the 2008 financial collapse, and even like the 1994 crime bill, things like that. Those have definitely effects on big groups, and especially like the black community and everything. Like, after the 2008 financial collapse, not many people got, convicted, for example. Not many people on Wall Street, the individuals who did profit a lot from those things. But
Is this dude a Hasanabi fan? He's giving me Hasanabi fan vibes.
millions of people were kicked out of their homes and everything. And you talk about like us, things like these being, or America being, based on individuals and individuals wanting to achieve different things, but in reality, a lot of like people are affected by their societal factors, their environment and everything. So I want to get your answer on that, and like how these negative effects, affect the majority of people. But the positives, the money gains, the Wall Street things. Not many of the working class people in Tallahassee, for example, feel that. Not many people in Tallahassee felt the after COVID.
Luhan Bozkurt, you gotta stop taking credit for everything. Asking a question on whether or not someone who is in fucking college at a Ben Shapiro conference, on whether or not a person who directly is in the graphic of this chat, asking whether or not that person, I wonder, is in the chat, or is a person who is in this community, is not saying, is not all that crazy. I'm not taking credit for it. Okay. He's not white. Yeah, totally. I don't have a single black person in this chat.
COVID, or during COVID, the stock market dumps. The employer just saw a bunch of just empty, employment, options and low wages and everything. Still the same old. So
well, okay. So I think that the fundamental idea with regard to, it's almost two separate questions, and so I'm going to take them one at a time. The reason I'm separating the questions is because when it comes to corporate bailouts, for example, I'm sure you and I agree. I don't think that any of those corporations should have been bailed out. I think that if you engage in the moral hazard of wrecking your own company, I don't see why I'm supposed to pay for that or you're supposed to pay for that. In a free market system, you're supposed to bear the consequences of the risks that you take. I think across the board. And I think that whether you're a big rich guy on Wall Street and you lose your entire company, or whether you're a guy who took out a loan that you couldn't afford on your house, if you take out too much, that is, as I am constantly ripped for saying, a you problem. If you take a risk and then you bear the consequence of that risk, that's no one's fault but your own. And anybody who comes in to bail you out from that, particularly...
This is bullshit. Like, him saying, like, it's a moral hazard when the rich do it, it's a moral hazard when the poor do it, is bullshit, because the system still, no matter what, will completely avoid the moral hazard argument as it pertains to the wealthy. Okay? And he's addressing that. Like, the question that this person asked straight up already mentioned the part that Ben is talking about. So why are you going back to the moral hazard of like, oh, well, I don't want the wealthy to get bailouts either? It doesn't matter, because they did.
Early, if you're talking about with like billions of dollars in order to prop up a particular lifestyle, that's a huge mistake, and it's a huge problem, and I totally agree with that.
For example, with that, like, we in America, we do bail these people out. Our capitalist system does not.
That's not capitalism, that's cronyism.
It definitely, people say that, but
it's true.
It's
no, but it's
we do bail these people out.
Right, I'm sure that that's not capitalism. That's actually closer to corporatism, which is the government being in control of the economy, essentially. Who's the government? Who's bailing them out? Are they bailing them out? The government is bailing them out.
Yeah, definitely the government. And for example, we don't get these similar bailouts for regular people. Like, for example, Joe Biden was, promoting just $2,000. We're fighting for scraps. I want to understand, like, where does that come from? Like, why are we so, willing to give?
Real capitalism has never been tried. which is why which is why all of Ben's favorite fucking legislators, okay, all of Ben's favorite presidents, like, you think Ben doesn't like Ronald Reagan? Ben loves Ronald Reagan, right? Ben loves neoliberal Ronald Reagan. So what's up? Why did more communism happen in the aftermath of Ronald Reagan's deregulation? It almost feels like the natural inclination of, commodity producers under a capitalist organization of the economy is to monopolize their sector, and that's precisely what every single one's doing. And if you eradicate any sort of regulatory mechanism that the government has in the same way that Ronald Reagan did, and Bill Clinton and every other president after him, then all of a sudden you have more monopolies, and that is precisely what capitalism is doing. Letting companies operate in any which way they can. And it's not even a fucking minarchist. The idea that, like, he is a libertarian or an Austrian, someone who is like a Hayekian or something, like a fucking Austrian economist, is silly. It's stupid. Okay? He absolutely is not any of those fucking things. He's just a regular ass conservative. Okay? So, and all of his favorite fucking economists, or all of his favorite thinkers, have successfully been able to not only advocate but also push for deregulation, okay, and less government. And in the aftermath of such deregulation and less government, we've only had more corporatism. It's not the government existing that creates corporatism or cronyism. That's just how capitalism is. The government is supposed to be. That's it.
The United States does spend literally trillions of dollars on social welfare programs. The notion the United States has no social safety net at all is not true. The United States spends per citizen tens of thousands of dollars on social welfare benefits, ranging from Medicaid to food stamps to unemployment insurance to a wide variety of programs. The notion of wilding out of line with Europe is just not borne out by this.
It's completely an insane take. A complete insane take to say that the United States social safety nets are even comparable to OECD nations is the most psychotic and the silliest lie that Ben Shapiro has ever told. One, he's on Florida State right now. Florida State University campus, i.e., okay, he is currently at a state university. That's supposed to be a public university. Every single person there is paying for their education there. Okay? Even on that notion alone. Oh, fuck just happened? That was crazy. I just had a big frame drop. Did you guys see that?
Yeah.
That was weird.
Now take exit 52 on the right.
That was very weird. Okay.
In 1,000 feet, turn left onto John J. Duncan Parkway.
Okay. Even
now
on
turn
that
left
alone,
onto
even
John
on
J. Duncan
that
Parkway.
experience alone, you can recognize that we are different than European countries. On top of that, healthcare. There's a gigantic hole in social safety nets in the United States of America.
Why is the speed limit 45 miles an hour on the interstate right now? Weird.
Like, it's silly to make this argument
There's
that
70.
the United States is anywhere near offering the level of amenities that other governments offer. Very stupid.
Still facts, actually. It's kind of an American.
Is it still glitching? By the way, is it still glitching, or what the fuck is the problem? Or are you guys just memeing because you just want to jump to anything to meme away? Okay.
Facts, actually. It's kind of an American myth to tell ourselves that we don't spend any money on this sort of stuff. It's not true. Since the beginning of the war on poverty, we spent $22 trillion on various.
See, again, this is a very, very stupid argument. Oh, we've spent some money. Okay. We're one of the largest nations on the planet. Oh, we spent a lot of money. Look at the big number of money that we've spent. Okay? The war on poverty is not a success, by the way. I don't know why the fuck he's saying that. But again, it's Ben is one, so far, lied about American social spending in comparison to other OECD nations, which Ben will never openly fucking discuss or compare ourselves to, other than like cherry picking certain data points. Okay? Then he said America spent a lot of money on the war on poverty, which is a demonstrable fucking failure. Okay? And now he's pointing big number. Big number doesn't matter. What are the amenities that American citizens get? We do not have comparable social safety nets, okay? We just don't. The idea that like the war on poverty has been successful when, a chunk of it is directly funding our prison system, which has been privatized, which is again, very unique in comparison to other countries as well, is also ridiculous. Okay? Completely ridiculous. Oh, big number, dude. Okay, that makes sense. I guess we're doing all right then.
Social programs, and essentially the same number of people live underneath the poverty line.
Okay, and then a last question. So we have this infrastructure bill going.
So it's been a failure because it's not been enough. Got it.
And you see people like Joe Manchin, arguing over, what is it, $5 billion in regards to, or just, just a little price difference, for example. Over the past 20 years, we've been fighting wars in Afghanistan, and we spent trillions and billions of dollars. And you have these politicians saying that these infrastructure bills that will help us on our domestic front, these small price changes are going to have dramatic effects on our future and our children. And that's why, the Republican Party, they definitely, go for austerity in those, factors.
So the wars, to take an example, the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan were expensive. They cost grand.
And he loved it, by the way. I love the wars in Afghanistan. They were great. I'm gonna act like I didn't like it at the time, but like I totally loved it. I still think about all those dead base, and I get a hard on for it. But hey, it's okay. $8 trillion, I can jerk off to it. That's a win-win for me.
Somewhere between $3 and $4 trillion last I checked. The United States spends $4 trillion in budget every single year. We spent about $7 trillion last year. That's every year.
I just don't know what that means for the future.
Wait, okay, so it's actually totally fine. If we're, we spend $22 trillion on the war on poverty, of course, of 60 years, which I just mentioned as a bad thing. But over the course of the past 20 years, we spent $6 trillion on the war on terror, which was also a demonstrable failure that killed a bunch of brown people. But that's okay because now we spend $7 trillion a year. Oh, okay, so so if it's you didn't even address the question. You just basically deflected by pointing to how much money we spend in general. So it's fine. It's not about how much money we're spending here or there. It's about why we're spending that money on war on terror. By the way, the irony, of course, of saying like, well, we're spending $7 trillion a year. Like, how much of that is on defense, fucking idiot? Like, still on defense. What the fuck are you talking about?
Future of our children. If we're willing to spend that much on war, like, what does that mean in regards to, these infrastructure bills, us over these small amounts?
He's literally saying like, I'm totally fine with like spending an infinite, endless amount of money as long as it's being used to kill brown people and brown kids. That's actually a good thing. It's not a good thing if we're spending it up here on like rebuilding our infrastructure.
We're not really fighting over small amounts. These are very large amounts of money. The entire American budget 40 years ago was not nearly as much as one of these infrastructure bills. I mean, 20 years ago it wasn't. You just go back and look at the budgeting. So we're spending unsustainable amounts of money on nearly everything in American life to point at defense spending as opposed to what really constitutes.
I wonder if there's another thing that makes things more expensive. It's just like, but like when it comes to the GDP, he loves talking about the bigger number and how successful America is. You know what I mean? Look at our GDP. Look at our GDP. Like our productivity levels have skyrocketed. That's a great thing. Like always playing fast and loose with certain terms because the people he knows don't understand what he's talking about.
Do you mean GDP? What's GP?
The reality is the military currently is a welfare for a large amount of Republicans in America. Take away wars and military spending, and those people don't have income or make anything for the state. I mean, this is true. It is a jobs program. The military is a jobs program. Isn't spending money on domestic infrastructure instead of foreign wars the essence of America first? It is. It's kind of what Trump alluded to when he was running. But then that didn't happen.
Bulk of our budget, which is everything. Defense spending is a percentage of the American budget, something like 20%, 25% of the American budget. I think it's even that high. that is not the chief driver of systemic spending problems in the United
Dog. The point is, if the defense budget is taking up 25%, okay, of our spending, okay, our entire spending, and all we're doing with that is just fucking endless wars that are one L after L after L. You can't sit there as a libertarian and act like that is a reasonable thing to do.
Libertarians, lol.
Like all of a sudden, we're penny pinching, right? We're penny pinching, but not when it comes to defense. Always remember. Always remember. Conservatives love talking about the deficit spending and you know deficit hawking, and talk about the budget, and our spending is terrible, right? Too much. We're doing too much spending. Never when it comes to the military. Never. You will never have them admit. Military is 54% discretionary spending, not 25. No, I think you're using the all-around number. And in the all-around number, it's less than 25%. Of course, social safety nets are more expensive than the fucking amount of money that we spend overall yearly. It's changing, though. The military's trying as much as they can.
Look at this zoomer. Zooming around.
United States. It's massive macro spending programs. I have to ask you a question. Were you the guy before who I saw a picture holding the very creative flag of?
Guess who it was outside?
Yeah, dude. I gotta ask you, like, Lenin and Stalin? Really?
Yeah, definitely Lenin and Stalin. It's just the
Lenin
fact.
and Stalin?
Stalin
Really?
definitely due to World War II. You know, I mean,
Was there an exploitation of people? I mean, Stalin.
I mean, we do a lot of that in America too. I live in Tallahassee. There's a lot of exploitation. I used to work at a lot of places, and there's a lot of poor
Were you
people.
gulags though? Were you like?
We have prisons in America too.
Were you?
We have,
Were you one
you know,
of the, like 30
targeted
million people murdered by Stalin? Like really? If you're gonna.
No, this guy definitely is not a Hasanabe head, dude. Totally not.
You're gonna go Marxist? Please find a better Marxist to emulate than Lenin or Stalin, mass murderers.
Lenin and Stalin mass murderers? Dude, this is why. Okay, the unhinged part of this is like when they say, like, when they add Lenin onto the equation, find a better Marxist than Lenin and Stalin. Okay, then who? Like, oh, well, actually, technically, when you think about it, Marxism across the board is a mass murdering ideology. So even Karl Marx himself is actually a murderer. They always say that. Like, it's not just like a serious criticism of, like, Stalin himself, because he's just like adding Lenin into the equation as well now. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, okay, so you're not a serious person. You're just an unserious person.
The Soviet Union during World War II saved the world. I would say that.
If it had not been for Stalin, World War II never would have started, because it was the Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact that allowed the...
Literally all he's doing, he's lying, dude. What the fuck? That's insane. That is a complete falsehood, dude. That is a complete falsehood.
The Nazi Germans to believe they could invade Eastern Europe.
Yeah, no, yeah, that's totally what happened. Which part is false? Show me proof. Dude, that's crazy, dude. Dude, Ben is Jewish. And the thing that I can't comprehend, how, like, someone who's Jewish, or someone who's an Orthodox Jew, could literally, like, engage in revisionism exclusively so he can own fucking, like, some ideology. You know what I mean? He's just like, yeah, Hitler actually wasn't all that bad across the board, but you know, until Stalin gave the confidence. It's literally the same energy as how, what do you call it, as Netanyahu, who, like, hates Palestinians so much that he, again, engaged in historical revisionism around the Holocaust, when he famously said, Bibi Netanyahu, famously said that the Grand Mufti, who was anti-Semitic, okay, certainly, was the one who told Hitler to kill the Jews. That's insanely fucking anti-Semitic. It's wild when when people who are just like, I'm the best Jew, all the other Jews are bad Jews, blah blah blah, and turn around and like engage in fucking Holocaust revisionism.
Why do people do that? Holocaust revisionism. Weird. Fucking weird, man. Feels
Like,
bad.
yeah, this exactly. Like him being anti-Semitic and them actually fucking talking to one another is documented. Claiming that Hitler didn't fucking hate the Jews or Hitler wasn't going to.
I've always kind of wondered what the inside of those little like trailer hitch Airstreams look like. Like, what is it? Just a bed? There's like not enough room to have anything in there. Like a bed and like.
Mein Kampf at that point, Mein Kampf at that point. So I'm pretty sure he was already blaming the Jews. He said Minecraft. Yeah. Yeah, Hitler was like, oh no, I don't want to do this. Ooh, will I do the Holocaust? Nobody knows. Oh no. Ooh, this Mufti actually, he very good. Very good, you've convinced me. I'm going to do the Holocaust now. Like, that's what happened, right? After this conversation. You know? Or you know, oh, thank God. Thank God, you know, the Western world is doing appeasement. And also, you know, the Molotov-Ribbentrop is happening. So I think we can just knock and do this. I learned anti-Semitism from the Grand Mufti, and I also got the confidence from the socialist. Very good. This is why I'm doing it, not because I want to do it. Yeah. That's that good. Would like what Bending's Germany was doing before Molotov-Ribbentrop? Oh no, that's just nationalism, yeah. You know, we just want to make America. We just want to make Germany great. Hitler was Austrian, that wouldn't have been his English. Okay, shut up, dude. Okay, I don't like. Yeah, my Hitler German English German is not good. Okay, got it. Thanks.
My Hitler's not good.
Yeah, harmless German nationalism. Well, dude, yeah, based. Remember? If they kept it to just murdering and putting socialists and communists and trade unionists into the concentration camps, Shapiro would be like, very bait. Hitler was actually doing really good things when he was killing socialists and communists and, you know, the Night of the Long Knives, actually very poggers. Very good. That's just, you know, making Germany great, actually. Harmless.
using the Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact as a historical reason as to why Hitler was able to do World War II is insane for a multitude of different reasons, because of Hitler's anti-socialist and anti-communist position as a fascist. Okay? The USSR was not trusting of Hitler, but the USSR also needed him, okay, to be able to gear up for a potential counter. This pact allowed Stalin to gain that time necessary. Hitler already had ambitions of invasion beyond Germany, okay, and was acting out on these desires. And what predates the Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact is appeasement leading up to the Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact. Appeasement which, from the West, caused Stalin to not be able to fucking go into war immediately. This idea that, and that was, by the way, that was literally the West. Appeasement was done
I'm buffering
by
again.
Western
Oh,
Allied forces.
Good. Is there another bridge or what? Oh, a baby bridge. I know this stream I'm listening to is buffering,
Okay.
but I don't think mine is. Weird. My frames are not dropping. But I'll never know. Stay alive.
Hitler should have started World War II, but Hitler still would have started World War II, but it would have taken longer, most likely.
I wish I had water.
Beautiful, thank you. Stalin, very good. Trump, bad.
I'm thirsty.
I mean, yes, Stalin fucking, yes, fighting against the Nazis was the best thing that he ever did. 100%. I think that, that is idiotic. It's like, there are many things that we could fucking disagree on, okay, with what Stalin did after. But yes, that is an objective net good, unless you think that Nazis would be running the planet in a better way.
No.
Yes, I'm not sugarcoating it. Stalin and the Red Army defeated. Also, Stalin and the Red Army was able to throw enough manpower against the elements
There was a white Model Y.
in Russia.
Hello.
The elements that a fatigued and hungry Nazi the hungry
Oh, I
Nazi
did drop
forces
my
would not be able
stream.
to
Bye-bye, viewers.
go through.
See you next time.
And the incredible amount of manpower and incredible amount of fucking human casualty in this war of attrition otherwise was the reason why the Nazis were defeated.
Take exit 84B on the left onto Interstate 40 west toward Nashville.
Nope, not gonna happen.
Anyway, yeah, I know it's not gonna count. USSR finished a bloody revolution of the war. White army supported by capitalists stopped the commies. USSR didn't want to do another war and didn't want Hitler invading USSR. Capitalists wanted Hitler to invade USSR. The irony is, only Americans think America won the war. No, that's not true. Actually,
Now take exit 84B
there is
on the
data for
left.
this.
No.
Around the world, every single
made a
year
mistake.
post World War II, less and less people thought that the USSR was almost single-handedly responsible for the Nazis. The lion's share of the burden in defeating the Nazis. Okay, it was like 65%.
The Nazis.
Now that number is like 25% or something because of Western propaganda that was incredibly fucking successful. Yeah, Americans literally incredibly successfully through a sequence of, Red Scare propaganda and also an endless amount of fucking videos and movies and celebrations, we're able to make the world believe that America
turn around. Oh. No.
love you watching a 6-minute video and I AFK for like 25 minutes to come back and not miss a thing. Yeah, here it is. The successful 70-year campaign to convince people the USA and not the USSR beat Hitler. Look, 1945, 57% in France thought that the USSR was the reason for the defeat of the Nazis, okay? That number now in France in 2004 is 58% thinking America is the reason. 1994, 50%. Now 20% of people think the USSR is the reason. And 58% think it's the fucking the United States of America.
Really? Interesting.
Yeah, the Western Allies were perfectly happy to let millions of Soviets die on the Eastern Front while they bided their time. This guy's very, very objective about World War II. Bro, I'm not watching this. Are you kidding me? This is like, this looks crazy. Does the son know the mic sounds off? No, I don't. I don't know what to do, by the way. My computer pooped a little bit, so. Okay, I have to pee really bad.
Look at all that
I don't
shit.
have a good video to fucking leave you guys with. Shit. Here, I'll just play this for now.
Hi Ben, how are you?
Oh, I'm buffering. What
This is actually not.
Oh man. Man, why? There must be a lot of people on their phones because I'm losing.
I don't know. How tall are you?
Losing some frames here.
You're 5'9"?
I'm actually 5'9".
Okay, come over here. Let's see. I'll be honest, I planned it. I'm waiting years to do that.
He planted. That's kind of funny. Oh, why did Hassan leave with only like 2 seconds left in a video? Chat's gonna go nuts. They're gonna be like, what the fuck were you thinking? Okay, let's punch back in that I'm going to work and see what the new ETA is. Oh, it's wanting me to go through Oak Ridge. I might do that. Let's do that. I've not been through Oak Ridge in forever. Now, I'm not sure, like, how long the stream is going to last like that. Ooh, that person tried to kill me. I'm glad my car caught that.
No shot that dude is 5'9". Okay, that's a 5'5" plant. That is a 5'5" plant that they brought in, okay? I don't believe him. I do not believe him. Don't believe the fucking lies, okay? That dude is a 5'5" plant. No, I didn't poop. I had to pee so bad, though. Fucking bursting from the goddamn seams over here, dude.
That would have been a fast poop.
Holy shit. Okay. Have you ever met Ben? I'm around him. I mean, he is very short, but I don't know how fucking short.
Short?
He's definitely not 5'9", though. Alex Jones subpoenaed by Congress. He's such a
Buffering again. Wonder if my stream is even up right now. I'll never know.
How Goblin I think he will go. Yeah. Lifts are a thing.
have it on Hood Authority that Ben wears lifts in his shoes.
Really?
Hood Authority.
Food Authority. Never would have known.
Okay. Hold on. Let's there's more that I wanna. He's actually 5'4", no cap. I don't know, I think so.
5'4". He's
Keep
like,
it 55th Street?
that's
No,
short,
he does
short.
not. If there's one person who does not keep it fucking 55th Street, it's literally Chibo, okay? What was I gonna do? Oh, here it is. Donald Trump is back. Oh, there was actually a pretty good video from fucking here. I wanted to show you guys this. So, apparently, if you don't get the COVID-19 vaccine in Singapore, you have to pay for your own hospitalization.
Oh, that's
Interesting
awesome.
thing that they're doing in Singapore,
Based.
right? Americans are like, what do you mean? What fuck? What? Oh, that's, isn't that normal?
Singapore is saying that if you don't take the COVID vaccine, you have to pay for your COVID treatment, which is a huge deal in Singapore because Singapore essentially has universal healthcare. So for them to come out and say, you're going to pay for your own stuff, if you don't take the COVID vaccine, we're going to treat you like an American. That's huge. That's a punishment in Singapore. In Singapore, being treated like an American in the healthcare system is the biggest punishment you can do.
First of all, you're not fully treated like an American there, okay? Do they give him an AR-15 so he can shoot himself in the foot with it? And then pay for the medical bills. And then put you in a lifetime of medical bankruptcy and medical debt. Because then you could be closer to an American. Okay? That's how you would make it a little bit closer to America.
You're gonna have to worry about your co-pays. You're gonna have to look at disbursements. You have to call Blue Cross, Blue Shield. You find someone in network. Singapore is saying that if you don't take the COVID vaccine, you have.
I just think that's such a good idea, though. I think insurance companies should
Please
do
watch
that.
the Canadian grifter Chris Sky get arrested for in a mall. No, I don't care about Canadian grifters. Okay?
He doesn't care.
One more. Oh, here. This is what I wanted to look at.
Gasoline was $1.87. That was a year ago.
He's on Mark Levin, dude,
I
the
missed
king.
him.
And now it's, I guess, just hit $7.50 in California, the rest to follow. And I predicted this.
Dude, this is so funny
In
because
1
he's
mile,
literally...
take exit 376
First of all,
on the
gas
road
is not
onto
$7.50
Tennessee
in California.
162 north toward
But I do
Oak Ridge.
I love they talk. He's saying that gas was $1. Yeah, I wonder why it was $1 a year ago, dude. No, it wasn't $1, but it was still very cheap. There was a point. No, there was like a point where gas was very cheap. Okay, it was never $1, but it was very cheap. I wonder what was happening at the time because people really weren't driving around.
Yeah, people weren't
Gasoline,
going
it was
anywhere.
so cheap, folks. It was so cheap. Well, yeah, because no one could drive around because there was nowhere to go.
Gasoline was $1.87. That was a year ago. And now it's, I guess, just hit $7.50 in California, the rest to follow. And I predicted this.
No flying, no fucking nothing. Hold on.
We weren't leaving 10 cents behind. I said every
Now
bolt,
take
every
exit
screw, every
376 on the right.
comes out. And all of these things, it was
Oh, I would have missed that if I was driving.
Take exit 376A on the left onto
like
Tennessee
president
162
has ever
north
been.
toward
I
Oak
don't
Ridge.
think any president has ever been under assault like
Now
this.
take exit 376A
And one thing
on
after
the left.
another, phony impeachments. I call it the impeachment hoax number 1, the impeachment hoax number 2, the Mueller thing, although it worked out good, but it took 2.5 years, and it made it very difficult to deal with certain countries, in particular Russia. You know, we could have done some great things with Russia. Very good for our country, also good for Russia. But
I love when he says no other president has ever been attacked as much as he's been attacked. Especially considering like Abraham Lincoln, JFK, Even fucking Ronald Reagan, when you think about it. I mean, a lot of the presidents used to get shot all the time, okay? Not saying we should bring it back, but they used to get they would get shot like regularly. That was the thing, okay? They would just get shot, like, straight up.
I've not been through Oak Ridge in so long. I used to work at Oak Ridge.
Yeah. Even Bush had a shoe thrown at him. And goddamn was he athletic, dude.
He couldn't do that because they would have said, oh, he loves Russia. These people are sick. And I wanted... That's the biggest problem with that. So I became, we did very well with Kim Jong-un. And we liked each other. Isn't that a terrible thing to say? We liked that. I'll get criticized. Oh, he likes Kim Jong-un. Well, that's what we have. And I did. I got along with him great. He got along with me great. After a very rough start.
Deep romantic
If you
love.
remember Little Rocket Man the buttons, he said, we have a red button and we'll use it. I said, no, our button's bigger than yours and our button works. And it was...
He's running his greatest hits. Look at me. I defeated the People's Republic. Okay? I did, believe me, the Democratic People's Republic of Korea. The real Korea. The true Korea. We're gonna unify. I said, we're gonna unify Korea. And then I said, we got a big button. The biggest of buttons. Come on, dude. Look at how proud he is. He's talking about how his fucking button was bigger. And that is like, most effective foreign policy that he could have done.
It's nasty. And then all of a sudden, it ended. And all of that stuff. We did a great job. We rebuilt our military. Much up in a war.
Trump says the 1917 Spanish flu probably ended World War I. He previously said the 1917 Spanish flu ended World War II.
Spanish flu, it was called. And it possibly killed as many as 100 million people. I don't know if you read the history of the Spanish flu, but you probably, I think you read about everything. but it probably...
What the fuck does Mark Levin have in front of him?
Probably was the thing that was most responsible for ending World War I. Because all the soldiers were sick. And many were dying. The Spanish flu was devastating. And they say up to 100 million people died. And it probably did end World War I. But 100 million people...
He does not know how to read, okay? Our country's not living up to the Constitution.
And, our country is not living up to the Constitution right now with the kind of things you see. It's they're trying to subvert it.
Pre-watch.
And more so now than anybody would ever believe. Bernie Sanders is saying, I can't believe they're doing this. This is far more than what they're doing to our country. Is perhaps, they talk socialism,
more
this is communism in some ways. There's no freedom of the press. The press is totally corrupt. The press and them are the same. There's no freedom of the press. That's how communism starts.
Yeah, totally. Communism is when no freedom of the press, and the less freedom of the press, the more communism happens. Except, under the Trump administration, the fucking JT protesters and actual press members were unfairly prosecuted for many years. He routinely attacked the press. Okay, it's when I have my brown shirts, they got beautiful shirts. They're brown. The shirts are brown. People say I'm racist, but I got people wearing brown shirts out there. Believe me, when they're trying to beat up journalists. That's a good thing, because they're doing fake news.
Fake news?
Trump said they did a phenomenal job on COVID, except for public relations, no matter what he did. Jimmy Carter is a very happy man because he's no longer going down as the worst president in history. My favorite old conservative guy grievance is just Jimmy Carter, very happy. No longer the worst president. Why? Trump, I have a picture of Nancy Pelosi, I have a picture of Merkel, who I get along with her very well. That's a pointer also. We have a lot of pointers,
In 1 mile, take the ramp on the left toward Oak Ridge.
Okay. I have no idea how my signal
Honestly,
is
I think
right now.
Biden has it worse than Trump. At least his base liked him. Mostly libs like normality, but Biden himself and leftists can't stand him. You minimize Soviet atrocities and genocides, dipshit? I don't. No, I do not. Unless you think, like, me saying that, you know, ripping the fucking Nazis is, you know, minimizing a Soviet atrocity or something, in which case, like, no, you know, I think that was warranted. And VIP him, Pago. Yeah, no, killing Nazis was pretty awesome. It's, like, very cool. Same energy as killing
Now
slave
take
owners.
the ramp
You know?
on the left toward Oak Ridge.
Okay. Ooh, and I need to get over.
I'm clipping you on that? What, you think I'm anti-John Brown? Like, what the fuck kind of bullshit is that?
I used to stop at this gas station up here like every day. This is like my old commute or something.
In 1 mile, take the ramp on the right toward Tennessee 170.
Trip down memory lane.
You're anti-John Brown, are you fighting? Soviets genocided Poles when they invaded, you dumbass? Okay, not good. So, you know, shouldn't have done that. Are you happy?
Asking you to be my right hand man. Factory.
I'm French and I wanted to ask you something. Do you think that as much as France is late from several years from USA, I'll see a rising of racism in my country? It's not kind of happening, bro. It's definitely happening.
Ooh, okay. Guess he's pulling over.
You said you don't care about Canadian grifter Steven Crowder? Kansas education on John Brown is crazy. It's actually taught that he's kind of bad overall and the jury is still out on him. Wait, really? You're still
Now take the
posted up
ramp on the
flag?
right toward Tennessee
Dude, I wear MAGA
170.
hats too. Like, I fucking rock the American flag from time to time too. It's so fucking stupid whenever people say, like, oh my god, you have the USSR. Yeah, I know, I do. I don't have a problem with communist iconography. I do not think it's the same as fucking Nazi shit. It's not. It literally is not. The hammer and sickle is a symbol for communism.
Ooh, look
Just
at the
because
lake.
Stalin was fucking bad on numerous accounts does not change that reality. Can't fucking. You can try, as fascists regularly do, and pinpoint everything that communism represents, everything that communists have done back to Stalin, beyond the good things that Stalin did, like defeat the Nazis. But ultimately, it doesn't matter.
Great. More traffic. I'm gonna be 7 minutes
Is
late
it the
for
same
work.
as the Union flag? No, it's not.
Silly car. It's gonna have me going to Lexington.
It's not. And the reason why it's not is because of the length of its existence and what it represents. Symbols represent symbols at a certain point are attached to whatever people have done in the name of said symbols, right? And all symbols have a fuckload of violent atrocities associated with it, the American flag being one of those, right? But when it comes to like the Confederate flag, or when it comes to the Nazi flag, well, sucks to suck. You lost permanent L plus your white plus ratio, but the only thing that that imagery will ever be associated with is that devastating defeat and also all horrible things that they tried to do and failed to do. That's what happens. If the Confederacy had survived and continued and actually like fucking were abolitionists at some point in their fucking existence, then people wouldn't be as upset with it. But that's not what happened. It's a flag of failure, and it's a flag of slavery. It didn't survive long enough to figure out if there were different things going on and change its attitude. Do you see what I'm saying? Hammer and sickle is also still used by the hammer and sickle is also still used by fucking communist parties all around the world. Yeah. So in my worldview, or I think this is the correct approach, but having the fucking USSR flag is literally no different than having the American flag on.
Really? Interesting.
And not a single person would ever in the history of the fucking planet turn around and be like, I can't believe he has the American flag behind him, what the fuck? And I wave the American flag regularly. Doesn't mean you have to be a fucking advocate for Stalin or everything that Stalin did. Anyway.
True, because like there's a bunch of shit that we've done that's like embarrassing as fuck and
the European
terrible.
colonization of North America was a continent-wide genocide of the indigenous peoples. No one protests the Canadian flag. Yep.
Done all kinds of crazy shit. Okay, this traffic is killing me. I should have just gone
We're not
through
watching a
Knoxville.
3-hour murder video today. This is fucking 3 hours. That's a heavy load to get onto, you know what I mean? I don't know if I
There's
could
a
do
police
that.
officer. Well, he's not pulling anybody over anybody for speeding, that's for sure.
Okay, wait, there was so much more that I wanted to look at, and I'm like, fucking...
Yeah, he's sick today. His brain's all stupid.
I cannot figure out what I was going to do still. There was a bunch of shit that I was gonna talk about. God damn it, dude. Ambulsarian won't go away. Is the Philion vid any good? I don't know, but I want to fucking watch the Philion vids because I'm scared. He's just like a fat dildo in it. Oh, we were gonna watch this court cam top 5 sovereignty moments. All right, let's do it. Wait, is there no John Oliver today?
I love John Oliver though.
Placerville, California. The arraignment of 39-year-old Asher Edwards. Hello, Judge.
Good afternoon, sir.
I can barely hear it.
This is gonna be my new favorite show, I think. I love sovereign citizens, you know this.
Edwards' demeanor may seem pleasant, but just a few days earlier, his alleged behavior was anything but. He was charged with making terrorist threats, assault with a deadly weapon, and obstructing peace officers after a domestic disturbance escalated into a 2-day police standoff.
Mr. Edwards, this is the time and place set for your arraignment. Do you consent to have an arraignment by video conference?
Sir, is this an Maritime Admiralty Law courtroom?
Dude, look at him. He's like, I'm about to flex on you, fool.
Now Google's made me 10 minutes late for work. Awesome.
And this is exactly why I love sovereign citizens. He's just like, I'm gonna fucking destroy you right now with this one trick. He literally thinks he can just like debate his way out of this courtroom. Like, oh, judges all around the world hate him. This sovereign citizen knows this simple trick to avoid jail time after committing crimes.
Seeing me through?
No, it's not.
Edwards considers himself
Now we're completely stopped.
who lives as a free man, as they like to say,
hot dog,
under common law as established by the Founding Fathers. Maritime Admiralty law that he's referencing is the law of the sea and international commerce, a body of law that sovereign citizens believe to be the foundation of the country's modern legal system, which they reject.
This is not a maritime admiralty law courtroom. I believe so.
No.
Absolutely, it is. All courtrooms in this country are maritime admiralty law courtrooms that process people, aren't they?
Huh?
No, sir.
That's false information. Well, either way, this courtroom is trying to process me as state property. You see this fictitious name statement? Asher Edwards, spelled in all capital letters? This is not my name.
Edwards is referring to another sovereign belief that beginning at birth, one is issued a government identity, meaning one's name is spelled in all capital letters, such as on a birth certificate or social security card, and that doesn't represent one's true.
Dude, I love this, dude. How can he not love these motherfuckers, dude? Oh, it's so good. It's so fucking good, dude. No, he didn't steal this from Dale Gribble. This is a very common trope. With the Admiralty Court is a very common conservative trope. Dale Gribble was a very beautifully written character that does the meme real well. Here.
Mr. Gribble, remove your hat in my courtroom.
I do not recognize the authority of a court that hangs the gold fringed flag. A flag with gilded edges is the flag of an admiralty court. An admiralty court signifies a naval court-martial. I cannot be court-martialed twice. That is all. Furthermore,
Bailiff, gag him. This must...
Is this light the reason there's so much fucking traffic?
True or free self.
This name was issued to me without legally processed me through this courtroom without this name in all capital letters. That was issued without my consent. My name is spelled Asher Edwards, first capital, all lowercase. Edwards, first capital, all lowercase.
He thinks like lowercase letters is different than capital letters, which
That's
I fucking
cute.
love. I love that's the. Yeah, it's a totally different way. Bro, you're not writing a password, okay? Oh, it's so good. He thinks like, sorry, this is cap sensitive, Your Honor.
Little known fact, I spell in all capital letters. My handwriting is in all caps. No cap, all cap.
Even as Edwards grows louder and more animated, the judge appears to take it all in stride and even allows the defendant to finish his rant.
Therefore, it is illegal for you to process me through this courtroom, so you guys have to figure out something else to do.
But this judge is all business, so figuring out something else to do with Edwards is not in his plans.
The court will enter a not guilty plea on your behalf. Will show time is not waived. We'll set this matter for pre-preliminary hearing within the statutory period.
And I would like to see the gun. It said I had a gun. I've never had a gun.
As Edwards continues his...
I don't believe... What is he gonna say? A gun? What I simply had was a healing tool or something? Like, what's he gonna say?
Rant about the alleged gun.
Has this ever worked? No! No! There is no difference between what he's saying and someone who thinks the judge is actually Elvis, okay? Someone who is hallucinating in that courtroom. The only difference is you're so trained and conditioned to like believe conservatives because like things that are like 1 degree removed of insanity from what he's saying is routinely celebrated in the media as like normal takes that you literally think that this is like a thing that could work. No, it's not a rerun. We watched briefly parts of this yesterday, okay? Just like at the top of the hour, it's not a rerun, a new ad break comes in, okay? At the top of the hour, there's a new ad break. At the top of every hour.
That's what I should start doing. I should start running ads and make the big bucks.
Over and over again, it makes me think like, oh, am I hallucinating? Am I doing deja vu? Am I in the Matrix? But all you need to do is subscribe or wait for...
Now I'm going to be 11 minutes late. Stupid Google.
For the 5 community gift subs, okay? And you will be able to avoid those ads that way. But, you know. it's the best way to do it is Twitch Prime, which is
There's something rattling in my back seat, and it's driving me fucking insane.
You're still going to be served an ad. You know, sorry.
If I don't fix it next time before I start driving, I'm going to video game myself.
Thank you. No time for Z's and Cold Hearts for the 5 community gift subs as well. Here's the ad break now. This ad is not legal under naval maritime law. I'm a pirate. I'm a butt pirate. Thank you, the real Captain Spock, for the 5 gifted subs.
Judge reaches for his own weapon of choice, the mute button.
Oh, dude, I thought he was actually going to reach for a fucking gun. That would have been really funny. American courtrooms are so insane.
Do not speak while I am speaking, sir.
Edwards continues to plead his case, but to no avail.
Court will set bail in the amount of $72,500. Next matter.
Who can afford that?
Asher Edwards would later be found guilty of all the charges and sentenced to 1 year in prison. Next, we go to a bond hearing in Broward County. Judge John Hurley presiding. The defendant is David Hall, a sovereign citizen who basically believes that certain laws don't apply to him.
Mr. Hall has declined the service of the public defender, Your Honor.
Hall is here for driving under the influence and driving with a suspended license.
Why, oh why, are we going 5 miles under the speed limit? Riddle me this.
He's going to, Your Honor, I was simply trying to, become a congressperson in the great state of Florida, the Sunshine State, Your Honor. As you know, in Broward County, the only way to become a congressperson coming out of Florida is by getting numerous DUIs. And I was simply traveling.
Judge, as soon as the judge attempts to read the charges, Paul begins interrupting.
Sir, I haven't said for the court how I'm appearing today.
Damn, homies came up. They're staying stuff behind them.
I'm not asking you yet. Just give me a moment, all right? I need to look at your record.
Turns out Hall is currently out on bond for 2 previous charges of driving with a suspended license. But that's not going to stop him from trying to make his case.
Sir, today I'm appearing as the agent and settler for David Hall.
Okay.
Oh, thank God.
Mr. Hall for me then, sir?
Oh no, is this the same guy?
I go by that name, sir. My name sounds exactly like the defendant's, and I'm here to settle that matter today.
So are you and David Hall one and the same person?
I'm not a person, I'm an individual. David Hall is a person. I am a private individual.
He's not a person?
Legalese is unconventional, to say the least, but the judge allows him to continue.
May I say something?
He's like, we're going to have fun today. You know, this is like, I guess this could be kind of fun for the judges, you know? Like, you're fucking bored all day, you know? You get like some sick, some fucking sick psycho just being like, you know? It's like when I keep the gray names in the chat.
That's like whenever I get like a real good psych patient in that's just like going off. I mean, that's just an interesting day.
You know, sometimes it's good to have fun at work.
Anything else for the record, sir?
Go ahead, sir.
I appear here today as the settler, agent, not the person, but the individual. And I don't think I should have you understand the
So you're
difference
the
between a person
settler
and an
and the
individual.
agent, and you're the individual, but you're not the person. Is that correct?
Correct.
Correct.
I'm going to write that down.
Judge Hurley is unfazed by Paul's attempt at a Jedi mind trick and begins to turn the tables.
Now I'm going to be 12 minutes late for work.
The settler, the agent, the individual, and maybe even the person, David Hall, has been charged with DUI. So today, the court's going to say the settler, the agent, the individual's bond. And
Bro, he's literally playing. He's like a lion playing with his prey. He's literally like a cat. He's like a cat playing with its food before he eats it. Okay? He's just fucking having fun. It's so fun. I mean, it's great. Thank you for doing this so we can watch.
the person's bond today to $10,000 because the settler, the agent, the individual, and the person continues to drive without a driver's license.
Paul's new bond is $10,000.
This judge would respect your neo-pronouns, by the way, straight up.
But because this charge is a violation of his original bond, all versions of David Hall must remain in jail so he can come up with the cash.
Both cases will cause the settler, the agent...
I'm gonna guess this guy doesn't have 10 grand in the bank.
...to be able to be released from the Broward County Jail until further notice of the court. So...
May I post bond, sir?
Now it's Judge Hurley's turn to have some fun.
Well,
is there any other...
Are you asking me as the settler, the agent, the individual, or are you asking me as the person?
Sir, I'm asking as the individual appearing before you today, the opportunity...
Speaking on behalf of right now.
Sir, I don't understand that question. I believe that you're trying to confuse me now. I'm not the person, sir.
Okay,
I am not
see the person,
person.
David Hall, and tell him he's not leaving jail either, all right? Have a nice day. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Down the middle. Let's roll.
Let's roll.
Next, we're at the Cheshire County Courthouse in Keene, New Hampshire. Court is
What is he,
currently
a
in
Marine
recess,
in StarCraft?
but there is trouble brewing in the gallery.
Please tell me there's more of this. I need more of this.
Your choice is take the hat off or step outside.
The judge asked this man, Bo Davis, to remove his hat or leave. Otherwise, he
Oh my god, are you serious? Is he gonna pull a Dale Gribble verbatim? I will lose it.
could be charged.
Also, if your name is Bo Davis, it's kind of your parents' fault that you are a sovereign citizen. Like, you were destined to be a sovereign citizen. With a name like Bo Davis, it's over.
Bodacious.
Like, you have to. You have no
Bo Davis.
other, like, you have no other life path that you can follow.
I'm Bodacious T.
Charged with contempt of court, but Davis refuses.
So I have force threatened upon me if I were to wear a hat.
Davis and some others seated around it.
The other guy's like, bitch, I'm bald too. You see me? He's like, come on, bro. Come on, Bo. I took mine off.
Why are hats considered disrespectful? Very strange.
Oh, Jesus Christ, dude.
Are associated with the New Hampshire-based anti-government movement. They're here to support a fellow member.
Of course, dude. They hit the high notes, dude. New Hampshire, the most libertarian state in America. This is incredible. Yeah, he does look like Bill Daltrey, dude.
Why are we stopping?
It's
Is
like
there,
racist
okay,
Bill
there's a stop sign at least.
and Dale Gribble.
Oh, a yield sign.
It's bullshit. He's making him take off his hat and threatening contempt, though. Yeah, but it's still fucking hilarious.
And some others seated around him are associated with the New Hampshire-based anti-government movement.
This is
They're
not
here
a
to
faster
support
way.
a fellow member who's the defendant in a, quote, right to travel case that's in recess. These so-called sovereign citizens claim to be pushing back against what they consider overreach in the criminal justice system, and they're not afraid to get vocal about it.
I think you misunderstood. It's the judge's authority when he comes back. If at that point he says he's in contempt, then you have the authority.
There's not an issue. Your choice is take the hat off. I'm trying to be as nice as I can. I can't.
You're missing throughout.
After more back and forth with Davis and relentless commentary from others in the gallery,
What's the matter with you guys?
I really hope he doesn't take his hat off. I want to see him go to jail. It'd be pretty funny.
the bailiff is finally done.
Like, he's kind of right. Like, in theory, I get it. Like, the whole, like, you can't wear a hat in court. Like, fuck off, okay? But also, at the same time, it's pretty funny when you watch sovereign citizens get owned.
Discussing the matter.
These people are yielding to oncoming traffic in the middle of the intersection. That's hilarious.
Oh my god. Here you have the most sane sovereign citizen engaging in the deadweight technique.
Oh,
Of
I
course,
see why. This bridge
because
is
he's
too
a sovereign
tiny.
citizen, he hasn't really, he's been spending too much time studying up on maritime law
Go on.
and instead of eating food. So it's going to be quite easy to fucking ragdoll him out of this courtroom.
It's the end of.
A second bailiff comes to help escort Davis out, but again he refuses to stand.
I'm not going to send in my own arrest. I'm not
Just stand up.
It's not there.
Instead of dragging Davis out of the courtroom, the bailiffs use a wheelchair. As Davis is wheeled out, the group continues to insult the bailiffs.
Considered like a real job, one where you don't use violence against people.
The funny thing is, like, I'm gonna be honest with you, this is the only time where I side with the criminal justice system, okay? And like the people that are the representatives of the court, this is the only time. Especially because, like, look at the kindness that they're demonstrating here to Dale Gribble, whereas like, you know, like disabled disability activists get like beaten up brutally by Capitol police officers on a regular basis whenever they try to fucking protest outside of like a congressperson's room or something. Like, there are endless amounts of imagery of like just beating the shit out of like fucking people that have like Down syndrome and like fucking ripping them off their wheelchairs and shit like that. So it's hilarious to see you know, a thug, a jackbooted thug of the Maritime Admiralty Law courtroom behave this way against another you know, honest dissenter.
Despite their protests, the court has authority to make rules about conduct in the courtroom. So a short time later, the judge returned to the courtroom and sentenced Bo Davis to 5 days in jail for contempt of court.
No way. Okay,
I'm gonna take my picture. I got a haircut.
Good one. I'm glad you can make jokes.
Meet the man in the fur cap.
I mean, owned, but also kind of fucked up.
21-year-old Robert Peterson. He's the...
Yeah, judges do have way too much fucking power. That's crazy, dude.
He has a fur hat on.
That is fucked, dude. He went to jail for 5 days.
What is he, QAnon shaman?
In perhaps the most privileged way, though. Like Khalif Browder was sentenced to... no sentence, actually. Sorry. Khalif Browder spent years in prison, okay, for being falsely accused of stealing a backpack without a day in court. This motherfucker went to jail for 5 days for wearing a hat, okay? For wearing a hat. Like, he could have just taken the hat off, but he was like, no, I'm not. What the fuck?
Comply.
Did you guys F a little bit? That was weird again. It F'd a little bit.
At least it's not just
a
my
teeny
stream.
tiny mini F.
The person filming this footage as he enters the Kootenai County Courthouse in Idaho.
That has to go through the X-ray machine if you want to come in.
Peterson is a hearing for a minor traffic infraction, riding his bicycle at night without a light.
Oh.
But from the moment he steps inside the door,
In
it's
1
clear
mile,
this
turn
won't be
left
a
to take the Interstate
security
75 north route toward Lexington.
It's clearly posted on the entrance building.
What? Clearly posted that I have to forfeit my right to be free from unreasonable search and seizure? Yeah, every person is. I'm not a person.
Oh my god, dude. My man is like, I'm not entering this courtroom. This is an unlawful search and seizure. If you want me to empty out my pockets, I will not be doing so.
I'm a man.
Dude, why do sovereign citizens think that this is like a straight up fucking
No.
cheat code? You know?
And more specifically, a free man. Peterson considers himself a sovereign citizen.
I'm not subject to your jurisdiction, and the court has already confirmed that. I'm here for one purpose. All right.
Submit or you can leave.
That's fine. I mean, I'll do that, but you will be charged a bill.
Charged a bill? Rather than escalating the situation, one of the bailiffs decides to play along.
You will be served a bill. I don't have any weapons. I didn't come here to raise a ruckus.
After clearing security, Peterson finds a seat at the rear of the courtroom and continues filming.
So there are cameras in the court.
Uh-oh.
Excuse me? There are no cameras in the court. Yeah, there is. Yeah, put that away. No, I don't. Yes, you do. Under what authority? There's a you have to have a court order from a judge before you can have a camera in the courtroom. Okay, well, I'm gonna capture this on video.
Bro, that's crazy. Of course you can't fucking, like, you literally cannot bring a fucking camera into the courtroom and, like, use it. What are you, insane? There's, like, countless amounts of private information being discussed there. Like, you can't just, like, fucking... You absolutely need to fucking get prior authority. Yeah, there it is. It's right there. He just did. Yeah, I mean, technically he can do that, but he's going to be held in contempt of court.
It's for both of our protection. You have to turn. No, thank you.
Enter bailiff number 2.
Shut the camera off now. No, thank you.
Dude, these fucking bailiffs are such... They are such hot dog men, dude. Look at these fucking potato heads over here. Every single one of them.
Touching me or seizing my property, so you need to shut the camera off now. I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm holding you accountable because you're about to overstep your bounds.
The bailiffs then decide to clear the courtroom and question Peterson directly.
What's your first and last name? I don't have a last name. You don't have
what?
No.
What? Come on, dude. I don't have a last name.
I don't have a last name. Is that real?
It's XQC. Yeah, X. My name? X. The letter X.
What's your first name? I don't have a first name either. I've got a name. My name is Robert. You can call me Robert.
As you can see, this bailiff keeps his sense of humor about the situation.
What are you? I'm a man. I'm a man, yes.
I'm a man.
No, I don't have one. You don't have one? My person does, but I don't.
With the situation seemingly diffused, the bailiffs usher everyone back into the courtroom. Well, except for one person.
Excuse me. Excuse me. You're blocking my freedom of movement.
You're blocking my freedom? Is that what he said?
You're blocking my freedom of movement, dude.
Is that the Constitution?
Excuse me, you're giving me an ocular pat down. I did not. This is being protected by the U.S. Constitution. You know, this is an unlawful search and seizure. An ocular pat would technically fall into that category. This guy's trolling? No, he's not. This is how they are, dude.
Alright, well, P. Barnes, you just admitted to me that you're violating my rights. No, I'm not. You can't come in with the camera. Well, you're violating my right. And this is also freedom of the press. This is also freedom of the press. I mean, I don't know what the hell...
Freedom of the press?
But it doesn't apply to me. Why are you worried about cameras? Because you want to do something wrong? Because you want to do something wrong? Because if it's against the rules, that means...
Yeah, like, I'm gonna walk into this dude's house and film him in the bathroom. You're blocking, sir. Your bathroom door is violating my freedom of movement. You better take this down right now before I engage in the lawful act of breaking it down. I will be filming you. Are you doing something that I don't want you to see in there?
It's because somebody intends on wronging somebody else because they're afraid of being held accountable. P. Barnes. It's a nice speech.
That's what Dr. Disrespect should have said, Twitch, when they banned him for the bathroom incident. You know what I mean? Sir, you're violating my freedom of movement.
Well,
this is a gray area. They are in a public forum. Yeah, but there is a reason for why they don't want cameras in the fucking courtroom, and that reason is that, like, again, a lot of private information is being uttered at any given moment, okay? Like, especially if you're not in, like, a sunshine law state like Florida, you can't just be fucking filming people that are, like, literally up there on a bench warrant, having to deal with, like, DUIs, you know, all this other shit. You know what I mean?
Please step aside. I'm going in.
No, you're not going in.
Don't touch me.
You're not going in, sir.
Let the record show that you just battered me.
Battered?
And you're using...
Oh, we got fucking tased, dude. That's awesome. Sorry. That's very fucked up. That is actually fucked up. That is brutality, okay? He did not need to do that. He did not need to do that. That is, like, very fucked up. But also, it was hard for me not to fucking...
You're not going in, sir.
Let the record show that you just battered me.
Step back.
And you're using...
He said step back like while tasing him.
Please step aside. I'm going in.
No, you're not going in.
Don't touch me.
You're not going in, sir.
Let the record show that you just battered me.
Step back.
And you're using...
Step back.
Oh, they're doing the replay too. Oh, this is brutal. Dude, A&E's fucking brutal. They also played the replay. And he said, run it back. Let's run the tape again.
After Peterson refuses to step back, Chief Bailiff Pete Barnes fires his taser.
And you're using... Stop, please. I'm not doing anything wrong. Hey, you know what? You guys are really overstepping your bounds right now. Put the cuffs on. What are you arresting me for?
The answer to that question? Peterson's charged with 3 counts of battery and 1 count of contempt of court. He would later enter an Alford plea, meaning he didn't admit to committing a crime, but acknowledged there was likely enough evidence to convict him. Jail time was waiting.
Oop, accidentally closed that. But that's cool, I need to read over to somebody anyway. Any suggestions from anybody? Any suggestions are welcome in my stream. I think I'll probably do Keth. He's awesome. One of my BFFs. Raid. Alrighty. Let's do it. I love all you guys. Take your medications as prescribed on a daily basis. And I'll see you maybe in the morning. We'll see.